Hello everyone, Victor Tanzik here, and welcome to the Reddit Railway. Today's destination is r/WeddingShaming, so all aboard! Okay, so this girl I know from high school is getting married. Her name is Beth. In our senior year of high school, she got pregnant. The baby daddy is named Adam. Her super conservative parents kicked her out and she ended up moving in with a friend's family. She barely graduated high school. The only reason she did was because of the generosity and support of the teachers and students who volunteered to help her. This was how we met. We both attended the same morning law class. She had a rough time of it as she had terrible morning sickness. To help her out, I took extra notes for her, tutored her, and brought her stuff if she hadn't come back by the bell. I know she really appreciated this, as well as all the assistance everyone else gave her. She had the baby a month after we graduated. After high school, she signed up for a 911 dispatcher course, as it's a good steady job where we live, complete with certificates and promotions. But she didn't realize how intensive the course would be. She dropped out and went to work at a bakery until she had a better plan. Adam started an apprenticeship while working part-time at a hockey rink. They had been a couple since she got pregnant, and he had proposed to her several times because it's the right thing to do, but she had always rejected him. However, when he proposed on her 18th birthday, she said yes. Their engagement didn't last long. Beth started cheating with a guy named Brad and got pregnant. She left Adam since there was a good chance the baby wasn't his. Neither could afford a lawyer, so working out custody of their child was messy. Then their parents got involved and they agreed to an unofficial 50-50 split. She has her second baby, which does turn out to be Brad's. Everything is okay for about 9 months when she finds out Brad has been cheating on her. He decides to pay child support, but doesn't really want contact with the kid. He only wants them for holidays and 1 weekend a month, and this is for his parents' sake. She moves back in with her parents, who only accept her because grandchildren are involved. On the plus side, she would try again with the dispatcher course and pass with flying colors. After working as a dispatcher for a year, she meets a police officer we'll call Chad. Not only is he married, he's Adam's second cousin. She has an affair with him. Infidelity is super common among cops apparently. She gets knocked up. His wife finds out and divorces him. Chad proposes because it's the right thing to do. She accepts and her parents kick her out again for being a slut. She and her 2 kids move in with Chad and they start planning the wedding. I'm sure it won't surprise you to hear this turns into a real dumpster fire. Adam is livid. He was desperately in love with Beth and hasn't really recovered from what she did to him. She had rejected most of his proposals and yet accepts one from his cousin despite having the exact same reason. He begins rallying his family, half of whom refuse to attend the wedding. The same thing is true of Beth's family. Her younger sister even starts going around sabotaging any plans they make, and thanks to COVID, organizing anything has been a real hassle for them. She has asked me to be a bridesmaid. I said that I couldn't because I live in a different state now, but to tell the truth, I just don't want to get wrapped up in that clusterfuck in any way. I'm just watching the arguments and events unfold on social media because this is quite honestly the most entertaining thing I've seen all year. It's weird that she even asked me because we're not friends and never have been. We were friendly strangers in high school. I helped her out for one class because she needed it. I was just being nice. But based on how she turned out, I'm just sad for her. 3 kids in 4 years and she's alienated so many people with her actions. I'm torn between feeling sorry for her and putting my head in my hands. Edit 1. We're from a city with over 400,000 people. She comes from a neighborhood that is made up of either Bible thumpers or white trash, with no in between, but the high school we went to was in a completely different area. Our school had a pretty good sex ed course. They gave out free condoms and had resources to help girls get birth control. There were also programs in place that helped students who got pregnant or were going to be teen parents. I don't know if she ever took these classes or if they just didn't work for her. She started alienating her friends after the affair with Chad came out. People weren't exactly jumping for joy she had broken up a marriage. Chad and his ex didn't have any kids, thankfully, so there were less obstacles. Beth started getting very snippy and rude towards those who didn't support this relationship or her pregnancy. She only made things worse for herself after she started calling the bitches out on social media. To be honest, I'm really worried about her. Having this many babies so close together can't be good for her health, mentally or physically. People are also worried Chad will cheat on her because if he'll cheat with you, he'll cheat on you. They think she should avoid marrying him so she can leave him if that happens. She remains undeterred and has been keeping up the attacks on social media. In response, some of her relatives have been slut-shaming her. Edit 2. To everyone commenting that Chad is at fault for his marriage breaking up, believe me, I'm well aware of that. I do believe that he could potentially be taking advantage of her naivety. However, she's also an adult who is capable of making her own decisions and has chosen to make poor ones in the past. And to those who are upset that I'm posting this story here, claiming I'm humiliating her, I'm not. She has been posting about this mess on every social media platform she has since they got engaged. She put all this out there long before I did, except she did so in front of family, friends, employers, co-workers, and internet randos. Despite getting engaged months ago, I was only recently asked to be a bridesmaid, like 3 days ago. I knew there was some stuff going on, but didn't know all the details until after she asked me. When she did, I cruised her social medias and, well, yikes. I also realized that I didn't really talk about how disastrous the wedding planning has been, so here you go. 1. They've had to rebook the venues and vendors 3 times because they kept cancelling due to rising infection numbers. 2. Beth has been flip-flopping on when she wants the wedding, i.e. before or after she gives birth to Chad's baby. On a dime, she'll go from being proud of her bump to being miserable about being fat. It's really alarming. 3. Beth is currently 7 months pregnant. 4. Beth's great aunt was going to give her a wedding dress to wear, specifically her wedding dress. Beth's mum freaked when she found out and stole the dress before she could get it. She's refusing to give it back. The great aunt says she's too old to get in a fight and has shrugged it off. 5. Chad's immediate family is paying for the wedding. 6. Their wedding colors are pink and green. This is usually a nice combo, but the specific shades don't go great together. Beth posted a 14-minute long video on her Instagram about the colors. The entire time her kids are full on bawling in the background and she ignored them. She's copped some flack for that. 7. Adam has finally settled into his trade and has hired a lawyer. He wants primary custody of their child and doesn't want his daughter to go to the wedding. She's planning a Zoom baby shower / bachelorette party and has sent out a registry. She's asking for crazy expensive things. She's also set up a GoFundMe to help pay for a honeymoon and is making a lot of posts about how no one loves her because the fund only has $1,267 of the $20,000 she wanted. I do want to help her, but there's only so much of this I can take mentally right now. OP, do not help this dead shit. I know that's hard given there are children involved, but Beth is completely beyond hope. She has screwed herself in every conceivable way. Hell, getting screwed without taking precautions is what stuffed up her life in the first place. And I agree Chad will likely cheat on her just as Brad did. Why anyone would enter a relationship with a cheater, I'll never know. Also, Chad and Adam's reason for wanting to marry Beth is flawed. Because it's the right thing to do is old school thinking. You don't need to tie the knot to be a good parent, you just have to be supportive of the child, and it sounds like Adam might be the only decent parent in this entire ordeal. I really hope he does get custody. As for Beth, I hope she loses custody of all her kids, and she may well. There are a couple of updates to this post, but they are rather long, so needless to say, that is a story for another day. Hey, I'm a poet, and I didn't know it. Yeah, I hate myself too. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.